If you were looking for another source for editing on your paper, Grammarly might be another choice. Grammarly is a Chrome extension, so if you go into Google and search for Grammarly Chrome extension, it will lead you to a site like this. The difference will be that it will say install here rather than remove from Chrome. So you can click install. And with any extension that you install, they're going to show up in the little puzzle piece in the upper right hand corner of your Chrome window. Now obviously you have to be in Chrome. And there are a couple different ways that you can use Grammarly. If you have the extension installed like I do in this particular case, and I go to a paper and I can click on and make sure that my Grammarly is actually running on here. And so I'm looking at my settings that I have. So again, I went to the little puzzle piece and chose Grammarly from the list. And then what it does is marks things on my paper. So all of these little red lines are recommendations, and it's going to tell me what it recommends for changes in the paper, which is great. But you want to keep in mind that you need to read it and you need to make sure that it is right for your paper. So here's a great example. So this says, a study done by Harvard University found that elderly individuals who had social lives were happier, healthier, and more likely to live longer. The suggestion here is we are. And 1, you can't have a contraction, and 2, that wouldn't make sense. And 3, this is a quote, so you would need to make sure that you're following what's in the quote. So in every case, the suggestion here is wrong, and so you would want to dismiss this. Now, that is one way of using Grammarly. But another way to use Grammarly is if you go into your little app that you have and you click on it, and then on the bottom it says My Grammarly or New Document, and if you choose New Document, it's going to open up a place where you can actually type right into it, or you can copy and paste information into it. So what I'm going to do is go back to my paper, and I'm just going to highlight a chunk of it. Now you can do your whole paper. I'm not going to do it in this particular case, but I'm going to go back and copy that. And then I'm going to go back to my window, and it says that I can either type in here or paste. So I'm going to paste that. But it brings up these goals, and this is good to know because it will review your paper based on how you're writing this. So the audience is someone who is, in our case for this paper, should be knowledgeable. This should be a formal paper. It's considered academic, so I would want to change that, except that's a premium feature, so I have to leave it on general. And then what kind of a tone should I be getting out of here? And it should be neutral, okay, because it's a formal paper. And then your intent here is, because it's a persuasive paper, is to convince. So then you can go to done, and then it's going to give you information. Now, what I like about this better is that in addition to your possible word choices, it gives you additional things here, and all of these are in yellow, so you can look at them more closely. And it also tells you over here, based on the goals, so that checklist we just went through, it's saying the correctness has 2 alerts, the clarity is a bit unclear, it's very engaging, delivery is just right. So it's letting you know how well you're doing on that. And so on this one, I might want to look at how I could be more clear. Now, this is part of the premium, so you can't see all of these as far as what their suggestions are, but you can kind of get a look at what they're underlining and then maybe make some changes from there. So I'm going to go on to the correctness part. This one is saying that I don't need the A in here, so I can take that out. And then as soon as I fix it, it's going to remove that. So now my correctness is down to 1, and then this one is saying the same thing. So if I'm sure that this is what it should be, then I can make the correction and it's going to remove that. So now my correctness for this particular part looks good. So Grammarly is one tool you can use to help improve your writing. Just a reminder that making corrections in Grammarly is not actually making the correction in your paper. So once you've made the corrections here, you would either need to go back and make them separately within your paper, or you would need to copy and paste the information back into your paper.